And I'm going to tell you why. When I watch her play, there's plenty of times I'm like, she thinks she is the superstar on this team. You remember in the offseason, Kelsey Mitchell was a free agent. And for a long period of time, I got the sense that she actually came kind of close to not coming back to the Indiana Fever. All right? And look, she scored 29 points last night, right? She's a dynamic scorer, but her assist and rebounding is not where I want to see.
Is Kelsey Mitchell's frustration about Caitlin Clark taking center stage tearing the Indiana Fever apart? What role does her family play in this brewing tension? Stick around as we dive into the locker room drama that could change everything about the Fever's future. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
And Caitlin Clark is the superstar of this team. I don't think there's any confusion there. Quote unquote, somebody that's supposed to be the best player on the team, I bet in their eyes, that's not okay. It's not where it needs to be. And there are statements made by members of her family, Kelsey Mitchell's, that tells you either Kelsey is having to listen to this from her family, or this is things they have sat down and talked about.
What happens when the people closest to you start shaping your view of your role on the team? That's the question hanging over the Indiana Fever right now, and it all seems to center around Kelsey Mitchell. According to rumors swirling online, Kelsey's family hasn't been shy about voicing their opinions. They've allegedly been arguing that she should be seen as the true face of the franchise, a belief that some say might be fueling tensions on and off the court. Here's the thing, that mindset doesn't exactly align with what's been happening on the floor this season. Caitlin Clark, despite being a rookie, has shown performances that make it hard to ignore her growing spotlight. From draining clutch shots to putting up impressive assist numbers, Clark has quickly positioned herself as a key player for the Fever.
Look, like moms, etc., they're always going to believe that their shugums, their kids are going to be better than everybody else, right? Or it has even been from her, for lack of a better way of putting it, bitching and pissing and moaning to the family that maybe she's not very happy. It's not even factual. Okay, it's not factual because just this season, I think that the Fever are either 4-7 or now 4-8 without Caitlin Clark.
But this rise isn't sitting well with everyone. Mitchell's family has reportedly made indirect comments aimed at diminishing Clark's role, even posting pictures on social media with other teammates while noticeably leaving Clark out. These subtle actions may not seem like much, but in a tightly knit environment like a team locker room, these moments add up. The stats paint an interesting picture as well. While Kelsey Mitchell has been consistent in scoring with an impressive average of over 15 points per game, her assists and rebounds haven't reached the same level as Caitlin's all-around contributions. In her first season, Caitlin has already started filling multiple stat lines and making a huge impact on the team's dynamic. You have to wonder if this statistical shift is part of the reason for the frustration. Pressure from family, paired with doubts creeping into your own confidence, can wreak havoc on even the strongest athletes. What's even messier is how this tension is spilling beyond the court. Fans have noticed a disconnect in the locker room through subtle interactions shared on social media.
So I'm confused by this, but still, here we go. Clark's delusional fans, this evidently is a friend of the family or something is what I am understanding, and they're 8-5 with her. So with Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, no, they're not winning games without Caitlin Clark. And weren't they there prior to Caitlin showing up? They didn't look that good then.
Choppy team photos and colder body language during press moments. Some say the vibe feels less collaborative, more divided. But is this simply a case of personal frustration from Kelsey Mitchell, or are we looking at deeper cracks that could shake the Fever's future completely? If this drama continues, what does it mean for the Fever's performance and their future roster? Well, it's not looking great. Locker room tension doesn't just stay behind closed doors, it spills onto the court, and when it does, chemistry suffers. Think about it. Basketball teams rely on trust and flow, especially when it comes to communication during high-pressure moments. If players aren't on the same page, whether because of personal conflicts or shifting priorities, those cracks start to show in their gameplay. When Caitlin Clark leads the Fever, the results speak for themselves. With her on the court, the team's win-loss record stands at an impressive 8-5. Compare that to the 4-8 record they had when she wasn't playing. That's not just a minor difference. That's a massive swing that illustrates just how crucial she's been. But that's not to say Kelsey Mitchell isn't a vital piece of the puzzle. She's been reliable as a scorer and has shouldered the team's offensive load for years. The question is whether her role now feels diminished as the spotlight increasingly shifts to Clark, and whether this conflict in status could splinter the team dynamic. It doesn't help that Mitchell's future with the Fever already seemed uncertain. Just last offseason, she was a free agent, and there was significant speculation that she might not return. While she ultimately re-signed, the whispers about her hesitation haven't gone away. If she were to leave, the Fever would lose one of their longest-tenured players and a foundational leader. Could they adapt by building entirely around Clark's rising stardom? Sure, but there's no guarantee it would be a smooth transition. Leadership gaps don't fill themselves, and it's not just the team feeling the strain, fans are divided too. Some remain loyal to Mitchell, while others see Clark as the franchise's future. This split mirrors an all-too-familiar story in the Fever's history. Remember how contentious things got under Stephanie White's leadership? It's a painful reminder of how division, both in and out of the locker room, can derail a team. So, where does this leave the Fever moving forward? A single dynamic within a team can ripple far beyond the court. The Indiana Fever's current tension isn't just about Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin Clark. It's about how these roles, and even outside influences, shape the direction of an entire franchise. Fans are already split. Should Mitchell remain the team's anchor, or is Clark the undeniable future? Now it's your turn to weigh in. Does this tension motivate or dismantle the Fever? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Could this conflict be the catalyst for a stronger, more united team, or the beginning of their playoff hopes unraveling entirely? You decide.